Right, good afternoon everybody. I'm hoping that we are live on both YouTube and on Facebook. So I can see that we are live on YouTube. So I'll give everybody a chance to get logged in. Hi Kathleen, I'm just going to try and sort Facebook out whilst I'm doing this because it's changed. So just bear with me a second everybody. Can't you tell we're back to normal with technology that hates me. I can't see where the live is on Facebook, and I suspect it's because Karen has just accepted the changes. So I'm just going to flick back to YouTube and see everybody there. Hi Julie. It'll give everybody a chance to get logged in whilst I'm trying to fix this. Switch. Bear with me a second, everybody. Oh. So is anybody watching on YouTube and on Facebook? Can you tell me if we're live on Facebook, because I can't see it. Hi Emma. Hi Sue. Emma, can you see if I'm live on Facebook on the Sentimentally Yours page for me, please? Because I can't see it. Oh. This is doing my head in. Before we even start, we're back to normal with technology that hates me. I can't even see where I am live on Facebook. Let me just go flick back to YouTube and see what Emma's saying. Hi Bev. Oh, I did, Susan, thank you. I had a fabulous holiday, back to normal. So Emma's saying I am live on Facebook, but I just can't see it. So apologies everybody. Facebook has updated the page and I cannot see anything. So I don't know whether I'm live or I can't see any of your comments on Facebook. I'm just going to try and go back into it again. Oh, right, now I've found it. Well, that was an absolute pain in the neck. I can't see your comments, but I can see the video. Oh, told you technology just doesn't love me. Here we go. Right, I'm back. Right, so I found it on Facebook. So for some reason, it's just notified me that Karen's accepted the changes on Facebook. So I suspect that whatever these changes are shouldn't have been done just before I went live, because I can't actually see how to access the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. But I have found the live, so I'm here. Thank God. So yeah, so people are watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Right, so we are good to go. Oh, I did have a fabulous holiday, thank you. Over too soon. A week just isn't long enough, but I was ready to get back, if I'm honest. It flies by too quickly, a week. But we had lovely sunshine. It was fabulous. The Amalfi Coast is absolutely stunning. I don't think I would go back, not to Positano anyway, because there wasn't enough for me to do. When you're as busy as I am, it's not easy. It's not easy to just switch off and go into holiday mode. I need things to do. Cooking on gas, as we say. Have you had your jab, Chrissy? So let me take this off and we can start getting cracking. So it's not a long... Hi all, you are live on your Facebook. Yeah, that's good, thank you. Hi Elaine. Hi Jean. Jean's on, so she's not in Facebook jail. Hi Sarah. So hi to everybody I've not spoken to already, but at least we are live now and I can see both platforms, which is a bit of a bonus. Stick a rock back from it. I'll tell you something, let me tell you this. So where we stayed, just before I get onto this, we stayed in a lovely hotel, and this lovely hotel had its own private beach, because the Amalfi Coast is just a tiny beaches, and it's all up and down steps, and like we must have walked 20,000 steps in a day. So my thighs and my glutes are fabulous. But when we got down to the beach, even the beach that belongs to the hotel, they were charging you 35 euros each to go on the beach for the day. 35 euros each to go on the beach for the day, and I'm like, really? Anyway, I'm not going to moan about that because I've moaned about it loads. So hopefully Facebook seems to be a little bit behind YouTube, which is very bizarre. But let's see if I can get it catching up. So I don't know what's happening here. Hands on Facebook. You need to put that nasty woman in Facebook jail. Silly bin. Who's that? Who was that, Chrissy? Anyway, we're cooking on gas, so I'm going to get started. I didn't, Bev. I absolutely didn't. I point blank refused to pay it. Point blank refused to pay to go on a private beach that belongs to the hotel that you're staying in. I thought it was a bit cheeky. Anyway, I'm not going to carry on because we've got lots to do. And I've got a fair bit to show you before we get started. So the first things first, I'm going to show you these fabulous new molds from Prima and Finnabair. So I didn't get a chance to show you these before I went on holiday, so I'm showing you now. So I know that we've sold quite a lot already, so some of them are down to single figures. A, because the quality is just as good as Zori, and B, I think because the prices are considerably better than Zori. These 5x8. So these 5x8 molds are only £17.99 each, which I just think is absolutely remarkable. So I'm going to show you them one at a time before we get on. I've already done the ones that I'm using today ahead of time, and I'll just show you. And then another row here. That's clocks. They're just drying off. But the designs in these are absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to quickly run through what I'm using today. I'm not going to spend ages on it because I want to get into some crafting. This is the first crafting I've done since before I went away. So I'm itchy fingers to get crafting again. So this one here is called Clock Faces. I'll take them out of the packet and show you. That's what they look like done. Finn's obviously done these and then they've been painted and what have you. So I'll show you them all in succession. I'll do it that way so you can see them all. They're absolutely packed, look. How fabulous is this? So this big clock, some of the designs are big, but they're not too big so it's just 9 3/4 centimeters. So they're not too big to use on cards. But look at this detail. They're amazing. I have used the pocket watch one. So I'll quickly flick through them. So that one is called Clock Faces, as you would expect. This one is called Machine Parts. So these are obviously cogs, and again, you've got, I just love them. The detail in them is absolutely incredible. And I love the fact that you've got some big ones and you've got some small ones. So she's even used all these little spaces, look. Just very, very clever. So that one is called Machine Parts. This one, personally, I wouldn't use the big element on a card, but I would use the rest on cards. So this one is called Locks and Keys. This one's called Locks and Keys, and this big one here has very cleverly been designed, look. So it's actually quite a big one. This is all one piece, but you can snip the keys out, you can snip the finials out, and so you've got extras within them. And then all these lovely little decorative keys and locks. This is a must-have for me, that one. I should have took them out of the packet before we started. This one is called Mecha Moth, and this is one that I have used today. So I have used this Mecha Moth, and that is huge. There is no way we would use this on a card because it is massive. It's just massive, look. Yeah, so you can see I've done this in the air dried clay, and you can see how much it shrinks. So it does shrink quite a bit when you use it with the air dried clay, but it's still too big to use unless you're doing a massive card like I usually do. But let me just show you this. Oh, look at the details in that. So I've done this one just to show you, because as I said, I wouldn't use this as an embellishment on a card, but just because I think it's too big. What I would do is snip the wings off. I would snip the wings off and then put the body on top to make it smaller. And then the other bits I'm using today are all from this mould. So this one here, they've called it a moth, but I guess it's a moth because of the body. But I just thought that was really beautiful. The details are fabulous. So this one is what I've used today, called Mecha Moth. I'm going to get in a right mucking fuddle with these, aren't you? As you can see. I should have took them out of the packets, like I say. That'll teach me. These moulds are exceptional value for money, and they are just as good as the Zori quality. These are proper quality moulds. You can see I told you when they first came in, I've had them all. This one is called Nocturnal Elements. So this is kind of moon faces, stars, and then the crescent moon. So personally, I wouldn't use these moon faces. They're not my thing, but I absolutely would use the crescent moons and the stars. The moon faces are not my sort of thing, unless I'm doing something that needs that. This one here is called Nocturnal Insects. So again, it's more moths and things, but these are much smaller than the Mecha Moth. And they've all got little mechanical details in them, as you would expect from Finnabair. All these little nuts and bolts, look. It's loads and loads and loads of them. This one I absolutely love. I love this one. This is called Rusty Pipeline. And if I'd have had enough time, I would have used this on today's demo. But I promise you, I am going to use this at some point, and I'll do a mixed media canvas with it. This is incredible. So you've got in it little taps, you've got a bigger tap, and all these pipes you can thread and create your own like borders and frames and everything. I'll just show you what they look like. Aren't they gorgeous? So you can see the pipes connect within the taps and everything. Really, really clever. I'm cracking on. I'm trying to get through these quickly so that we can get onto the crafting. This one is called Grungy Frames. And this is another beautiful one. And this one I was going to use today, but we haven't got enough stock. So if you like the grungy frames, you need to get this one pretty quickly. So you've got the large frame, smaller version, all these extra little frames, corners, little nooks and crannies. And I'm going to show you, look. I love these. And you all know me well enough to know that I love air dry clay. I love air dry clay and I love moulds. So the fact that Finnabair has done all these is just incredible. This one is called Baroque Frames. I'll turn it sideways. So these are your more decorative ones. So you've got three squares there, two different rectangles, and then again, all the extra elements. So no space has been wasted on these. That's Baroque Frames. And then this one, which I'm going to tell you now, is my favourite. This is my favourite, as if by magic, she's done this for me, look. Pocket watchers. I love this one so much. So this is the pocket watchers, and I have used this today. They're just still drying. I only did them a couple of hours ago, so they're still drying. So these are all lots of different clock faces, pocket watchers. But what she's done that makes them different to others that I've seen is these pocket watchers here. I've got the separate parts. So these clock faces, you can mix and match the different clock faces on top of these, and they're just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I love this one. So this is what they look like done. Aren't they just fabulous? And these are not too big either. So even the largest one, let me just tell you how big that is. Even the largest one with the hook is only 6.5 centimeters. So these are all perfectly sized for cards. In fact, I'm gonna do one of these to show you. I'll leave that out and show you. I'm gonna move all this. Look at this mess. They'll all get put back in the packets later, I promise you. Oops. So I'm using I've told you I've used the Mecha Moth, which is the little butterfly things. I'm also using today the trellis texture dye. So the trellis, obviously I'm using the Hearty air dry clay, the white air dry clay. So I'll leave that there so I can show you. I'm also using, oh, let me just flick to Facebook. I'm ignoring you. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, the grungy frames are brilliant. So hi to everybody I've not spoken to already. Moon faces for Halloween. Yeah, I suppose you could do, Di. I love the pocket watches. The pocket watches, the clocks, the keys, anything like that. And you know, I don't necessarily do grungy mixed media. You know, I don't. I do it pretty. I'm also using the Postmark paraphernalia. I'm going to use this compass today. So I'm using the Postmark paraphernalia. I've already done the cutting for this. So the charmed stars. So if anybody doesn't have the charmed stars yet, we've only got about 16 left. And you know I'm not restocking. So the charmed stars are obviously the loopy ones with the stitching detail. Yep. And then they all get smaller, so I'll put the dies out of the way. And I'm using the Stitch Tab Sentiment die stamps. So what I've done is I've popped links in the description on Facebook and on YouTube. So the description of the video will have links to everything that I'm using today to take straight to the website. I'd be quick with the molds, particularly the which ones did I say? I forgot. And I'm also using these two fabulous colours, and I want copper. So these are the colours I'm using today, and I love these colours together anyway. So these are the metallic paints in Royal Purple and Lime Crush. So these moth things in gears are all going to be lime and purple. It's bloody freezing as well. And then I'm going to give them little highlights with the copper. So Royal Purple, Lime Crush and copper. I'll be using the gesso, obviously. Oh, I'll save that for later on when we start the assembly. And the things just fell down. And I'm also going to be using, we are nearly done. I'm using the beautiful brush strokes papers today, and I've only used a section, and I loved these when I originally did them. Why do I always forget that I've got these? The colours are amazing. So if you don't like doing inky splatty things all over the place, you absolutely need to treat yourself to these papers. So I'm only using sections, but these have all, oh, you can see, look, I've used this one today. This is the one I've used today. So these have all got all that beautiful texture in there. Look at that. And there are 4... Wait, it's not one, no. There are 4 different colorways on the website. Again, the link is in the description. Look at that. It's like you've done all the inky techniques and then lifted the color off. And I can't believe I'm saying this to you, and it's only because I noticed it last night when I was prepping for this. These are half price on the website. So instead of being 13 quid, they're 6.50. So until the stock's gone, I think Karen said. So you know there won't be much stock left of these because they're a couple of years old. So £6.50 for a bloody paper pack. I'll never get back to Italy. And I'm just going to get a drink, and then I've got 3 new things to show you that you can order today. Oh, Pam, I'm sorry to hear that. Bless you. Hi, Carol from Portsmouth. So, 3 new colours in the Crystal Gemporium. And we've got some beautiful, beautiful autumny shades for you. So we've got, in fact, I'll show you from the top. You can order these now. These are not going on TV. So the only place you can get these from is from me. The link is in the description. On whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, the description is in there. So these are you've not seen these yet. These are brand new. Ruby. Let me just get my tweezers so I can show you this fabulous colour. This is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning deep. In fact, I'm going to do all three. So you've got three new colours: ruby, emerald, and amber. And amber is like, well, it's like amber. So I'll put one of each on my hand to show you, and then I'll bring them in. So you can order these now. They are available now. Link is in the description, as I said, and these won't be going on TV. So the only place you can get these from is me. So the ruby, obviously, is a beautiful, deep, kind of claret red. The amber is, well, it actually looks like amber. I'm going to wiggle it so you can see in the light. There you go. And that emerald is stunning. I'm not a green fan, as you know, but that colour is beautiful. So 3 new gems. They're all out now on the website. Links in the descriptions. And now we're going to get on with some crafting. Oops. So amber. I do pottery with these moulds, work with normal clay. Do you know what, Jacqueline? I can't see why they wouldn't. Because as long as the clay releases itself, or you put some, what you call it, corn flour in your mould before you put your clay in, I can't see why that wouldn't work. So let's get cracking. There's a fair bit to do today, but it's not going to be a 2-hour jobby because I'm playing catch up. The gems are stunning, absolutely stunning. We've actually had them for a while, but I've held them back. I have got some white bits, Tracy. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so it's not going to be a 2.5, 3-hour jobby because I've still got work to do and playing catch up. So that's my trellis die, which is one that I think is a must-have. And we're going to start from the bottom of this and work our way up. These little embellishments here are from the pocket watch. Mould. And they're not quite dry. I only did them a couple of hours ago. Oh, they might be dry enough for me to work on. But if I just look at that, look. I love that. All the mechanical element of that. So I'm leaving them as long as I can. The more air that gets to them, the better. But these are already done and dried because I did them last night. So on the Mecha Moth, which is this fabulous big one here, I would only actually use that on a canvas. I don't think I would use it on a card unless I'm doing one of my famous massive cards. But all these other little elements are from one mould. This is all from the Mecha Moth mould. Value for money is just incredible. How she can do them for $17.99, I don't know. So all these bits are from the Mecha Moth. And that's not using half of what's on there either. Hi Alice. Yeah, we're back to normal now. We'll get everybody back into a routine. Yeah, plain flower would work. Anything as long as it just releases it. So that is the Charmed Star die. That could just go there. This is the paper from the kit that I was just telling you about. From the, what do you call it? The brush strokes papers. And you can see I've literally used just a tiny section. And then I've got my layer here. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I've got 3 straws as well. Now I'm a bit annoyed about this because when I ordered them, that I should have known because I've ordered recyclable ones and they're supposed to be white. But when you put them next to my white card, they're not proper white. But we're going to be painting these. So we're starting on this layer. And I'm just going to clean my mat because I've got bits of glue on it. I don't know where that's come from because I've I've not actually used any. Just give it a wipe. Well, I hope it's glue. Sleeves are going up. The sleeves are going up because we're going to be painting. Here we go. Right. Oh, next Wednesday, by the way. So we will, I might be able to do it Tuesday. So the YouTube, Facebook Lives might be reverting back to Tuesday and Saturday. So I shall let you know in good time whether I'm doing Tuesday or Saturday next week. Oh, it won't be Saturday. I mean Tuesday or Wednesday. It won't be Saturday because I'm back on TV next Saturday. Is next Saturday the 1st? I'm back on the 1st anyway. Right, so we're going to put some paint on here. And just do the little pickup technique that you've seen us all do 100 times. And I'm doing this with paint, so the colour will be a bit more intense. So let's just get my purple. I'm going to do the purple first. I really should have cleaned that water thing. And then we'll spritz that with water. In fact, I'm going to do it a little bit paler. And then I'm going to pick that up. This should be a really pale colour by the time I've done. So I'm not looking for any kind of pattern, I'm just looking for a little bit of colour. And that will do nicely. And I'm going to wipe this up. So what happens now is, because I use such a lot of water, we've made that royal purple paint into a kind of lilac lavender one. But when it dries, we will still get the pearlescent sheen from it. And I'm going to do some splats. So I'm just going to pop that in my inky box on the floor. And then I'm going to do some splats with the lime crush. So lime crush. I think I've used a lot of paint on that. So I'm using less water on this, so the more concentrated it is, the more lime it will be when it dries. And I'm not using a splatter brush, I'm just using an ordinary one. You can actually, I don't know whether you can see the mica in there. So I'm just going to use this brush because I want some big splats on it. And I'll bring that up and show you in a second. Oops, last bit. And then what happens is, because I've put it on wet card, because the cardstock with the purple paint is still wet, it bleeds into where it's already wet. I'm going to bring that in and show you. Let me just wipe this up. Feels like ages since we had a Facebook Live. Oh, I can't wiggle it because it's still wet, look, but can you see all that lovely mica in there? And more importantly, the lime on top of the purple doesn't change colour. So that needs to stay in the box now until it's dried. I'm going to leave it as long as I possibly can. But Anne's just saying, back on TV next Saturday, is it new stamps, die or dies? It's neither of those things, Anne. Neither of those things. Oh, crikey. Chris is just telling, if you do Tuesday, I'll be able to watch as I do a Zoom jewellery making natural on Wednesdays. Oh, bless you. Well, it was originally supposed to be Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I'm trying to get back to Tuesdays and Saturdays. Right, so I'm just going to save this. I'm not going to ruin it because I'm not using it today. So I'm going to save the big moth, and we're going to come to these are still not 100% dry. So I'm just trying to find the driest ones. That one's dry enough. That one maybe. I meant to tell you as well, one of the other things I like about these moulds is they've got all that detail in, but look how much thinner they are. So when you're putting these on cards, it's not going to make your cards massive, which I thought that was quite clever. This is one of the thicker ones, but I thought that was quite clever. Right, so we're going to start painting, and I'm going to do a mix of purple with lime and copper and lime with purple highlights. What are the name of the new crystals called? They are amber, ruby and emerald. Amber, ruby and emerald. So let me just divide these up. So the big moth, I still think that's more like a butterfly, but it's because of the antenna and body, I think. So I'm going to do the big one in purple with lime. The two smaller ones are going to be lime with purple. So I'm just splitting these up now so that I've got a good mix of colours. All these little bits are going on one card. Let's have the big clock in purple. Just a few cogs. I love these little dinky ones. Quite clever. Oh. Even the little one looks got detail in it. Isn't that fabulous? So a few more in lime. Here he is, right on cue. Ice cream van. It's bloody freezing here. I don't know how he's making any money. Remember to like and share for me, please, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Don't share into our group though, because everybody ends up doing it, and then I just have to go back and delete them all. Right, so we're going to paint these purple first and then highlight with lime. So one of the good things about my paints is the colours stay true. So you don't get no dodgy brown colours when you're mixing different coloured paints. And I'm colouring the whole thing. I want this to be a bright. Are we all having one? Hey, I did have a fabulous ice cream in Capri. It was huge. If I remember later, I'll put a photograph on and show you on the Isle of Capri, as you do. Right, so let's get these painted, and I'm literally just going straight on. Oh, that's lovely. So there's no primer. I'm just going straight on with the paint. And because these paints are metallic, it brings all the details out as well. And my fingers are going to be covered in paint by the time we're done. Have you all seen that well, I need to tell you actually. I'm assuming most of you have booked your online workshops already. If you haven't, the online ones are nearly at capacity. So if you haven't booked your spaces yet, get on and get your places booked. Because both of them, I've got 2 dates, I can't remember what they are. Somebody will know. But I've got 2 dates for the online workshops, but both of the workshops with kit options are almost at capacity, because I do stop at a certain number. I'm going to show you this now. When you see all this detail, it looks amazing. And this is why I love the air dry clay. It doesn't weigh anything. Look at my fingers. Who'd have thought it, eh? Remember as well that you can colour the clay. I might do you a little video through next week where you can change the colour of the clay so you're not just using white. I'm not going to do it as a live because it'd be a bit boring, but I might just record it and put it on the Facebook page for you, because we have got the coloured clay in stock. I can't see what you're saying to me just yet, but I will look in a minute. Let me get all this painting done. This is like a Cadbury's purple, it's beautiful. And you know I love my paints. You don't have to be a mixed media crafter to use these paints. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see all the mica. It brings all the details out in these embellishments. So I'm putting this on and I'm not rubbing any of this colour off. What I would normally do when I'm painting embellishments, if you rub the top layer of paint off, it reveals the details. But I'm going to do it the other way around, and I'm going to use the copper paint to do that. So I've got to take my time and paint these, just to give them a chance to dry. It doesn't take long to dry on the clay. Yeah, it's different, Christy. Let me get you a link for the for the workshops. Bear with me a second. I closed the page before we started. Let me just see if I can get the link for you. Online workshops with Phill. So I've just posted the link. I've just posted the link on Facebook for the online workshops, and I'll just do the same for you all on YouTube, because I will stop. I will close the booking when it gets to a certain number. Yeah, look at that, look. They'll be worse than that when I've finished. And I started, look, with all these good intentions with the kitchen roll, and I've still got it. It's because I'm going into all the details. Remember, you can spritz these as well. So if you don't want to get inky fingers, you can use your oxide sprays. Your oxide sprays will work just as well. Do you know what? I bet I only end up using half of these as well. But I'm doing them. Remember, these paints wash off. I would not be doing this if the paint didn't wash off. Margaret's saying she loves messy fingers. I don't mind as long as it washes off. Oh, Jacqueline, did you like Capri? I think the whole Amalfi Coast is stunning, but there just wasn't enough for me to do. We're so used to being busy, and I find it really difficult to go from busy, stop. Capri was lovely. The weather was beautiful. We had a couple of fabulous thunderstorms during the night for 2 nights in a row, but during the day it was roasting. The weather was lovely. And that's the first time I've flown with 2E as well, which was interesting. I won't do them all. I'm just going to do I'll just do a couple more little cogs in purple. And then I'm moving on to the lime. The card is drying nicely. I've just had a quick glance at it. Do these little things. I like these little cabochon things. These little cabochons are part of the moth mould as well. And I quite like little details, as you know. 1, 2, 3. This will be the last purple one. Here we go. So that's the last purple one. I'm going to stop there. I'll save these little things here rather than waste them. So I'm just going to clean the brush, clean my finger. I clean my finger before I do the lime. Look at this. This is why I don't, look at that, look. This is why I don't mind getting these paints on my fingers, because they just wash straight off. So good. It is a beautiful purple. So that's the purple off my hands. It's not quite dry yet, but I'm just going to wiggle it so you can see the mica, look. Remember, that's just going to literally be in the background. And I'm going to stamp over that. So I'll move that to one side and we'll do a couple of lime things. And by the time I get to the end of the lime, I'm going to highlight these purple ones with the copper. And then I'm going to splat them with lime. So there's loads you can do with the air dry clay. And I think this is why I love it. Lots of different things you can do with it. So lime, just see if I've got all the purple paint out of my brush. I haven't, but it should be alright. We'll soon find out. Yeah, so new stuff next week. It's not stamps, and it's not papers, and it's not dyes. It's a brand new product. And you need it. Look at this colour. Watch. I love this lime. And I'm going to bring this clock in and show you all this fabulous detail. I told you it was Zingy colours. Let me just bring this in to show you. Oops. Look at all the details in that little pocket watch clock. Amazing. I don't know how they do it, but it's amazing. Purple and lime are just so lovely together. Anyway, I noticed that you were all quiet while I was away. I did have a couple of looks and posted a couple of pictures for you while I was away. And I've taken hundreds of photos. I'm probably going to do a couple of scrapbooks. I don't think I've ever shown you this. Di, are you still there, Di? When I finish doing the painting of these, somebody just remind me to get you to show you, because right above my desk up here, I've got a 12 by 12 flip album that I started years and years and years ago, and I've not actually done anything on it for a long time, but I try to do a page from every holiday we go on. So I'll show you in a minute if you want. Somebody just needs to remind me. Is it storage for your lovely dies? No, but Michelle, I don't know whether you can remember, but about a month ago, I think Lee was asking me about the storage, because I had already got it sorted, and then I changed my mind. I didn't like the end result, so I've completely changed it. And before I went away, I went to collect my new prototype, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So the storage, I'll probably not release it until February time, because Christmas is coming up and everything. But it's amazing, and I'm doing something to go with it as well. So it's not just storage. I'm not telling you any more, but I'm telling you this, it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. So I'm just do these little lime butterflies. I am so happy with the new version. And you're going to be able to get it in a couple of different sizes, because I tried to think about everything. Did I say I weren't going to be a couple of hours? I promise you, this is the only laborious bit. And I would normally take a lot longer to do this, but you don't want to watch me painting for 2 hours, do you? So this is why I've chosen these two colours, because they work really nicely together. And we're going to highlight with copper. So I'm going to highlight the details with copper, and then I'm going to splat them with the opposite colour. I might do it with gesso actually. I'll see. I haven't decided yet. No, I think I'll split it with the opposite colour. I think that'll look nice. Nearly done, nearly done. Nearly done. Don't you think it's fab that you can make your own embellishments? I love air dry clay. And my favourite is the Hearty. I've tried a couple of different brands of the air dry clay, and I will show you the clock one in a second when I've done everything else. And these little cabochons are fabulous. They remind me of little brads. Right, so that's that. I'm going to pop these to one side. I'm just going to clean my fingers again. Sneaky peek on Wednesday. Yeah, so it's either... So whichever day I do Chrissy. So Chrissy's just asking me on Facebook if you're having a sneaky peek on the live next week. You are, because the launch day is next Saturday. So I won't be able to do a Facebook Live next Saturday because I'll be on telly. So if I do Tuesday evening, we'll have a sneaky peek then. And if I don't do Tuesday evening and I do Wednesday, we'll do the sneaky peek then. So, is it your new paintbrushes? No, the new paintbrushes are not here yet. Look at that now, look. We've got that lovely pearlescent sheen from the paints, from the mica and the paints. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to pop these to one side. I've left that because it's not dry enough. I'm going to pop that to one side and let those dry a little bit longer. Hi Brenda, not to worry. I'm going to show you my little... I'm going to show you this. So this is obviously when we were in St. Lucia. Look at yours truly. We're next to nothing on. And then that was New York. So this is like a little flip album. I can't even remember where I bought this from. Cape Verde. So I tried to do a page for everywhere we've been. So I might do a new one. I'm going to change it to New York. I've not seen that one for ages. Yeah, absolutely, Chrissy. Yeah. Chrissy, oh, Di, you need to get it used up. Chrissy has just asked me on Facebook if you can use my paints to cover resin. Absolutely you can. Yeah, absolutely you can. So even these metallics will paint resin. So resin embellishments you can paint with this as well. Right, so let's have a look at the background. See where we're at with that. It's not quite dry enough, so I'm going to be naughty. Because I want to stamp onto that as well. You won't see a lot of this by the time I've done, because it's going to be in the background, look. So let's just leave that drying a little bit longer. And we're going to tear the edges of this. So this is one of the papers from the kit. No, it's not from a kit at all, I'm telling you fibs. It's from the Nebula. This is from the Nebula one, I think. And I'm just going to rough the edges up. I'm not going to do it as much as I normally do. I just want a bit of texture on this. Oh, not that much texture, but never mind. So I'm literally just roughing the edges up. This is the only bit of paper I've used on this card. And the star. Everything else is going to be done with the paints and the stamps. So this is just to put some texture on. So these shabby bits, I like to have the notches. Just put another one here. I like them little notches. I'll tell you what, when we landed, when we got home, this is why I like East Midlands Airport. We parked the car up, collected the car and straight home. And as soon as we landed, it was raining. Yeah, the frames are beautiful. I like both of the sets of frames. I know, you see, that I will use the clocks and the pocket watches a lot. So this is just going to go straight on here now. And I've not used this since before we went away, so let's see if it's dried up in the end. And of course it has. Yeah, the frames are stunning. Oops. Absolutely loved it. Huge and huger. Hi Phill, hi Hope. Not to worry. You'll be able to watch it back. Judy's asking me about storage on YouTube as well. Yeah, the storage is this close to being finished. No, I'm not doing a new craft machine. There's no point. There's far too many machines on the market as it is, and I wouldn't be able to make it any better, so there's no point. I don't do things just for the sake of it. That's the emergency services. We always get them as well. I'm trying to introduce things. You probably don't notice so much, but I try and split everything up so you don't get bored with lots of stamps all at once or lots of other things all at once. So I break the releases up, so you get dies, then you get stamps, then you get something else, and next week is something else completely. So that's that. So we're waiting for bits to dry. So while we're waiting for bits to dry, we will stamp our sentiments. Oh, we will when I find the stamps. Here they are. So I'm going to do what am I doing on here? I'm going to do a happy birthday, because I said I was doing a happy birthday card. And I'll do this in Villainous Potion. So Villainous Potion is a good match to the paint. I don't normally use the oxides for this, but I don't mind this being a bit wishy-washy. In an actual fact, it's come out perfect. So that's Villainous Potion. And then we're going to have another one facing the other direction in Twisted Citron. I don't know which one I want. I'm just mulling over it. Yeah, let's have that. So happy birthday is facing that way, so I need one that's going that way. And we'll have a negative one. So the negative one will give us more colour. So I've gone for Be Happy. Happy birthday, be happy. Don't you do walks around the cliff? Didn't you do walks around the cliffs? We did loads of walks. Never went to Sicily. We went to Positano. But I love Italy anyway. Yeah, it was beautiful. Can't say anything other than it being beautiful, because it was. Although it took 2 hours to get there from the airport because the traffic was bad. Luckily it's only a short flight. So we've got Happy Birthday, Be Happy, and I'm going to let those dry before I cut them out because I've used the oxides. I'm going to bring my background in and just see how dry it is. Yeah, that's not too bad. And this is going to sit in the middle of this. So I want to do some stamping around the sides. And I'm using from the Postmark Paraphernalia, I'm using that fabulous little compass. I've just put them stamps back and forgot that one. And I'm going to stamp it in the Villainous Potion. So it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just going to do a little bit. So it's just texture. And the Villainous Potion, you can see it's stamping over the paints, which I think is really quite good. You can't do that with a lot of paints. And on the other side, let's just see how far. And then one more. Marvellous. Trust the process. I tell you that every time. And I've already told you I like purple and lime together. Oh, I'm missing a piece of card. I'm missing a sheet of card, but we'll get it in a minute. So I'll put it on first. I'll put this on first. Did you get a tan a bit? We didn't really sunbathe, to be honest, just a couple of days. Well, a couple of hours. It was too hot, even for me, to lay in the sun. I did get bit. And I got one on my leg as well. Swines. I very nearly booked another holiday for October the other day. I then realised it's when the craftathon is, so it's a good job I didn't. Right, so I'm going to layer this up. I'm missing a layer of card, but I'll do it after. So I'm not splatting that background because we've got enough colour going on. And this is not my usual foam tape. This is something I found in a bag under the desk. That's why I've had to cut it. You can't tear this one, which frustrates me. Oops, come on, sticking to me. So we should be a little bit off centre. Marvellous. Flip back to Facebook. There goes another roll of tape. Do you know what times you're on, Phil? Oh, crikey, I don't know. I can't remember what time I'm on next week. Does anybody know what time I'm on next week? Oh, I've just seen it. 5 and 8. Angela's put it at the top. Thanks, Angela. Because I couldn't remember. I've slipped up really, because when it gets to autumn, I don't usually do a Saturday evening, because the telly's back, isn't it? So they've dropped on that I didn't notice that it was a Saturday. Oh, I meant to tell you as well. Oh, let me just pop this on first. So this is going just off centre. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. I don't know where my base layer of my card is, so I'll probably have to cut another one in a minute. And we're going to come back to the paints. So these are all now dry, or mostly dry. Well, they are dry. Oh, mostly. So my fingers are going in. And I'm going to do some copper highlights, and I'm doing the copper highlights before I splat them. So these are going to be splattered. I've not decided yet between gesso and the contrasting colour. So I'll let you know once I've decided. So I'm going to use my finger for this. And I'm just going to rub my finger over the top. So if I'd have done this with a brush, I'd have got it where I didn't want it. I'm just going to shake this up because it's separated a bit. That's better. Oh, that's much better. So I'll just bring that in and show you. So the copper look just highlights the raised bits. And I've done the copper first before the splats, so that the splats actually sit on top of the copper. Oh, look at this clock. This is gorgeous. I'm going to do them all and then bring it in and show you. It's much easier to do this with your finger than it is with a brush. And you know it wipes off, so don't be scared. Just going to put a bit more on here. I think this is better than gilding wax. Plus you don't get all that smell. Oh, picks all the details out. Even on the cogs, look. Oh, I've just squashed that. And the same on the gold, on the lime. Still with copper. Oh, that's lovely. Oops, too much on there. I'm only using the paint in the lid as well, so you don't get as much. And then while these are drying, I'll just do one of these clocks just to show you how easy they are. Even the copper on the lime looks lovely. I'm getting there. How long have I been? 1 hour 10, that's not too bad. It's fabulous. Who needs stinky gilding waxes when you can just do it with paint that wipes off your finger? Look at that lovely little pocket watch. Just going to put a bit more on here. In fact, the more I look at this, the more I want it to be copper. So guess what I'm doing? I'm going to paint the whole thing copper. I've changed my mind. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, I think I like that better, just in solid copper. You've just got a little tint of the lime showing through. Right. Finger cleaning. Let's hope it doesn't need to... I'm sure you said a few Facebook Lives ago you don't like using your fingers and getting messy. I don't particularly, but I don't mind if I know it wipes off. And I know that my paints just wipe off, so I'm quite happy with that. No paint. You should know I wouldn't do it if it didn't come off. Right, so these are now going into the splatty box, and I'm going to splatter them with the opposite colour. So the lime embellishments are going to be splattered with purple. And the purple embellishments are going to be splattered with lime. And I might need to change that water. It's got so much mica in it. So more paint, less water for this splatting. Oh, Chrissy said her screen's gone blank. Mine's all right, Chrissy. So I'm just mixing the paint with the water so that the mica is activated. And I'm not using a splatter brush, look, I'm still using the same brush. Oops. So that's that bit done. We are getting somewhere. And you know you don't see it come together until the very end. Are you back on, Chrissy? That's the lime one splattered in that. The purple ones are going to be splattered with lime, and then both of them are going to be splattered with gesso. It's worth doing this though. It's all the details. Anybody can make a bog standard painted embellishment, but we're taking it a little bit further. I need my hair cutting as well. I swear the sun makes my hair grow quicker. Oh, that looks lovely. The lime on the purple looks beautiful. And then the last one, put this back in. And the last one is gesso, and then we're on assembly. Oops. Where's my gesso? Oh, is that true? Heat does make your hair grow quicker. So again with the gesso, I've got a bit of paint on my brush, but more gesso, less water, so it stays a little bit whiter rather than going translucent. But that's probably enough. Oh, that looks fabulous. One more should do it. I've just splattered it all up my leg. Oh dear. Right, here we go. And I'll bring these in and show you. Oh bugger, I've just cleaned all that paint up and I forgot I need to do the straws. So these have now been splattered within an inch of the lives and gilded within an inch of the lives. So I'm going to pop them to one side and let those dry while we do the next part. I'm going to just snip these sentiments out. I don't know where my big scissors are. I hope I didn't leave them at Create and Craft when I was there last. So I'm just leaving a little thin white border. And I'll leave that extra bit on there for tucking underneath. I'm the worst cutter. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So if you're booking onto the online workshop for the 28th of December, which is a Wednesday, not a Sunday, I've changed the posters. We're going to be using some new papers that are not going to be out until next year. And for those of you that join in the workshop on the 28th, because I thought it would be nice to do something in between Christmas and New Year, because you know that lull, that period in between Christmas and New Year where it's all a bit, I don't know what the right phrase is. What's the right phrase when you've had all the excitement and then it's quiet? Anyway, so I thought it would be nice to do one of the online workshops then. It'll break my time off as well. So the people that join in that workshop, so the 28th of December one, you're gonna get a little download with the papers that we're using on that workshop for free included. It's not the whole paper pack because the papers are not being released until next year, but it will be the 3 or 4 designs that we use from the set for the workshop. So I'll send you those after the workshop and then you can print them as much as you like. So I'm just painting some of these white straws because they're not really white, copper. I'm not putting any splats or anything on these. I literally just wanted copper tubes. I mean, look at that. Look, it looks like a copper pipe now. Ooh, let me come further away. Come on, camera. I'm trying to get it to do a clip. There you go. Looks like a copper pipe. We are on the last leg. So if you're getting bored, we've only got about half an hour left to go. Although you shouldn't be bored because I'm showing you lots of lovely, fabulous things. These will all be different lengths, so I'm not doing the top and bottom, so I'm not wasting my paint. Incidentally, if you're gonna buy some straws, buy the recycled ones or the recyclable ones because they take the paint better than the posher ones. I bought some posher ones from, I can't remember where it was, John Lewis or somewhere, and they didn't take the paint as well, so I had to buy some cheaper ones, i.e. these. I think these were only about £3 for 100. In fact, I'll show them you. I'll show you the brand so you know. Let me just get the box. They're the ones I bought. There you go. And it's a box of 250. So they're going to last you ages. I've noticed there's less people watching than before I went away, so I'm guessing you've all got out of the system. So I need to get everybody back in the routine. This is why I can't have holidays, you see. You missed me too much. Right, so they're dry already, almost. So let's just leave them there. Check what's happening there. I'm going to cut my extra layer for the card because I can't find it, and I've got a feeling. Have you ever done that yourself? Yeah, they are bamboo, yeah, so I need to do 24.5 by 17. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, 17.5 by 24.5. I think I've chopped the base of this card up and then used it for the smaller layers. Amazon, and I just got them from Amazon. I think they were only about £4 or something like that. I bought white, craft, and black all from the same company. So I'm just going to chop this piece of card with my chopper. And now I've got a base layer. So let's get that one. I'm happy now because I can't do cards with just 2 layers. It's not right. It's just not right. No, it's recycled, Jennifer. It's not. Oh, Linda's watching on her phone because her computer's broken. I'm reading that. I'm going to look into that because what Jennifer's just said. I'm going to look into that. And if they are, I shall be emailing them. Right, let's get this on. Oh, oh my God, that's covered in glitter. I've just picked a roll of foam tape up that's absolutely covered in glitter, so I can't use it. They are, Chrissy. It's one of the problems. I live at the top of a hill, and I've got a hospital. So I live at the top of a hill here. I've got a hospital that way, and I've got a hospital the other way as well. So you tend to get all the emergency services flying around here. If it's not ice cream vans, it's emergency services. Right, we are slowly getting there. Everything should be dried by the time I've done this. Or dried enough for us to work with at least. Right, here we go. So it's just off centre, and when I do off centre I always favour the left. Can't imagine why. Oh dear. That's better. That's more like a Phil Martin card. 24.5 by 17.5. That'll do nicely, thank you very much. Right, so the lattice, one of the things that when I designed these, I love this lattice die. I think it's one of my favourites from the textures. And one of the things I always forget to do when I'm using it, because you see me all the time tearing it and tucking it in between foliage and flowers and things like that. But it actually looks nice just used as an overlay. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to tear it a bit. And I'm going to stick it onto there, look. Look how fab it looks just like that. Let's see if I can get away with just using one. And I can. I love that. It completely changes it. So I'm going to save that one rather than waste it. So glue on my mat. No, I haven't been to the shop since I got back. It's that way on. I'm back at the shop next Wednesday, I think. I think it's my Sheffield workshop next Wednesday. So, instant texture over the top of your pattern papers. It looks lovely. I think the trellis has obviously been popular because it's one that you can use for everything. But I think the trellis is really low in stock. And I'm definitely not reordering them again because I've already reordered them. So I'm not doing it again. So once they're gone, they're gone. I've done some new ones. It's getting towards the end of the year now, so the releases get smaller. He said, so I say. There are actually 15, 21 new things next week. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Hope. So I've just literally flicked over to my YouTube, and my YouTube is quite a bit behind Facebook. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Oh, happy anniversary, Rose. Oh, and happy birthday, Peter. His 90th. Crikey, don't look it. Right, so let's get this card put together. Just get a drink. Again, I've only drunk half a cup. So we're starting with the what do you call them, straws, and I'm just snipping them on an angle. I need one longer than that, so I think I've been a bit... Sorry, everybody. I do need one that's longer. I want to do a 3 tapering down. So I'm just going to do this one to the top. That's a pain in the neck. So that can be the middle one. over the end one. That's it. I'm going to pop these on first while we wait for the other one. So everything now is going on with the obligatory glue gel. Tweezers, where are you? Not going to see a lot of this, but it's one of those details. You know I like details. And I'm not OCD at all, but I want them facing in the same direction. It's not dry yet. Nearly. It's nearly dry. And these little bits that you chop off, there's one missing. But these little bits that you chop off here, don't throw them away, because they're quite handy to just use as like cross sections if you want to do that kind of thing. So while I'm waiting for that, we'll stick the star together. So that is the charmed star. Have you had a drink? I have, Di, but not enough. So I've got this is the smaller of the charmed dies, and that's going up the top. Now remember, this star, it only fits in one direction, because it's a proper star and not a dodgy one. And there it is. Oh, is it? No. No. Yes. And that is going on, that's just going on flat. So this is the stage. Oh, I've just mixed it up again. This is the stage now where the card gets 6 inches deep. I've just put it in the right orientation and moved it. That's it. No glitter, not yet. This is the problem with Facebook. Alice is just saying her signal. You don't get that on YouTube. YouTube does seem to be a little bit further behind, but the picture and the signal seem to be better on YouTube. Right, we're cooking on gas. We're cooking on gas. Here we go. So glue gel, because this has got to go between the gaps of the straws. And I never do skew if, ever. But when I was prepping this earlier, I quite liked this star on an angle. And I'm going to have the happy birthday coming out there. And the be happy is going to come out there. Yeah, but they're going in last. In fact, no, I might put them in now. Yeah, I'm going to put it in now. Yeah, mine has Sue. Susan is just saying that her connection's been quite good. Didn't think I needed the charm stars, but I was wrong. They are, Diane. They're definitely on the website. There should be a link in the description, Diane. Sorry, everybody. If you go to the description of the YouTube live that I'm doing now, I did pop a link in. And I know there's not many. But the stars are good for your birthday cards as well, really, because we tend to not use the prettier shapes on more masculine cards. I'm going to go underneath, actually. It was too high. Happy birthday. So I don't normally put the sentiment in till last, but because I've got all those little cogs on, all the little gears and everything, I'm going to use them to go over the top, which is why I've done it this way around. It's like a signpost. looks like a signpost. It won't do in a minute. Right, now we're on to the pretties. So a little tip for you when I'm doing things like this. I'm just trying to make some space. So when I've got lots of embellishments, like I have here, yeah, I tend to put the bigger ones on first and then fill in the gaps with the smaller ones. So I already know that this moth or whatever they've called it is going there. So I wanted it as a feature. So I'm going to pop that on first, and then I know it's where I want it to be. And I'm still using glue gel. Remember, with the air dry clay, I mean, these are light as a feather. You don't even know, there's no weight at all. So you can, if you don't want all the height, you can just put them on with normal glue. So now I've got my focal embellishment there sitting on the star. All my extras can just fit in where I want them. And I love this little pocket watch here. I think I'm going to have it, well, I might save that. I think I'm going to save that. So, big clock first. So I'm starting with the bigger ones. It's just easier. So this clock, let's find 12 o'clock. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you are. I'm going to tuck that underneath there. And then the smaller ones, you see, can build it up and we can make a composition with that. So do I have a clock? Yeah, let's have another clock. And you can hardly see where the numbers are on that. I've got into the habit, I don't know whether you've noticed, I've got into the habit when I'm doing lots of little fiddly things of having my glue gel there and just squeezing it from the end. So you've just got to bear with me now while I'm putting these on. So I'm going to go opposite there, look. That's lucky, look. You can see the numbers exactly on that one. Ooh, well, I can. There you go. 12, blah, blah, blah. So that's going to go under there. I think it must be you, Alice. Now, Hope has just said on YouTube, Phil, you must sell us envelope boxes for these cards, please. Now, I am working on something. And I know that's really cruel, but I am working on some sorts of things. For you to put your cards in. I don't want to waste this because I love this little pocket watch, but I'm going to leave it till the end to see where I want to put it. I guess it's because I've made it copper rather than purple and lime, which is what's tormenting me. So I've got my two little doodads. I might not use all of these, but we'll see. I think we all know me well enough to know it's not going to be a less is more project. Oops. See, that is why I like air dry clay. So if I just tip that to the side, look, and you see all the dimension we've got going on there. Fabulous. So let me just take a step back. Yep. Bear with me now while I'm doing this part. So don't worry about the glue gel. I never worry about the glue gel because it's gonna be glittered towards the end. You can't really see much, but you see, like in the center, that kind of thing would annoy me. So it will be glittered towards the end. These lovely little cabochons. So let's see what we've got left. So I clearly did more purple than I did lime. And now I regret that. Yeah, definitely not a less is more card. Nearly done. Promise. And what did I say about how long I was going to be today? But, oops, I've just squashed that. Sorry. Oh. No. No, you little... I guess that's going to be glittered. Fortunately, you can't see it. How high is high enough? Nearly done. I think it needs to go over there, but I don't want to. So it's going there. You won't be able to put this in an envelope, everybody. And if you can get it in an envelope, let me know how. Right, I'm going to put the last few bits on and then we're done. And then I'm going to make myself a hot coffee. And all I've got, I'm just cleaning my fingers, because my fingers are greasy now with glue gel, which is another one of my pet hates. Anyhow, you won't get it in a box. Before you put the lid, yeah, I usually do. Perhaps we should club together for a new watch for Christmas. Oh, bless you. It's not bad actually, that. I have made higher cards, so I'm just going to finish with a couple of these little cabochons. And I thought I'd done more than 4, but obviously not. Unless some have fallen in the box. But they can just go on with normal glue. So let me just see where they're going. So one there. A lime one. One there. A purple one. I'm just trying to balance these out. I know it's only a little embellishment, but I like it to be organised. So we'll finish with lime at the top and purple at the side. That's all of them. I've got one more job to do. I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks fab. So we've got one more little job to do. And then if you want me to... Oh, I forgot the... It looks... I'm not going to put that on. I need to change the colour of it. So we're going to glitter this edge. I'm not going around the edge of the top layer with glitter. I'm leaving it as it is because we've got all the mica showing from the metallic paints, so I don't want to cover it up. I'm going to have some little bits of glitter in between, so let's do the tips of those. Oops. Oh. You can tell I've had a break, can't you? Yeah, lime and purple, lime and lavender, they all look lovely together. So remember, I am going over the moulds as well. So any areas of the glue gel that are showing through will just be glittered. It looks lovely. I'll take a proper photo of this. I'm not going to say later because you know I won't do it later. But I'll take another photo of this tomorrow when it's all set and dried. But that looks bloody marvellous. I'm just going to do the... No, I'm not. I'm stopping. Oops, just knocked the light. So hopefully, oh, it is doing, look. Because I used a Distress Oxide, look, can you see the glue is pulling the colour from the ink? So when we're finished, that will have a purple point and that will have a lime point underneath the glue. But I think that's a Bobby Dazzler. It's not finished yet. It's missing. It's missing a couple of gems. And I'm going to use the Aurora ones. I knew it was missing something. And I'm using the Aurora because they've got the purple. They've got the purple and green tint from the Aurora. And don't swear at me, but I don't think we've got any Aurora left. That's better. That's better, look. Just a couple of little random gems. So let's do a top to bottom. Do you want me to do one of the clocks here in the air dry clay before we disappear, or do you think we've been long enough? So let's do a top to bottom with this, and I'll show you how. It's not actually the deepest card I've ever made, so it's not as deep as you think it is. Let's have a look. I reckon that's only a couple of centimetres high. Maybe 2.5, might be 3. So we started with the background, which is the watercolour which it's not. No, it's not. It's the metallic paints and the royal purple and the lime crush, which I love together. So they were watered down. The purple is what we did the pickup technique with. The lime is what I splattered on top. And remember, the less water you use, the more mica will show. And then we did all these embellishments in the paints as well. So let's just do a little top to bottom for you, so you can see all the detail. Can you see how the Diamond Dazzle has filled in the areas with the glue gel still showing? So we've got little flecks of glitter all over this. I think that's really rather fabulous, if I do say so myself. And that is the first card. I'm just going to get a drink. That's the first card I've made in 3 weeks. Come on, Susan. Susan's just put, I didn't think I was going to like this at the start, but what was I thinking? It's one of yours. Thank you, darling. Yeah, the Aurora gems have sold out, I think. So I don't think it'll be any time soon when they come back. You know what it's like. Get them while we've got them. Oops. So do you want me to do one of the clocks for you in one of the little pocket watches in the air dry clay, or do you think we've had enough? I'll take a proper photo tomorrow, like I say. So you can, what do you do with these when you've done that? So Hope is just asking me on YouTube, what do I do with all these cards when they're done? They all go to the shop, Hope, and we use them to give people, so people can take photographs in the shop. So this for example would be put near where the molds are, so people will see the molds and then see something that I've made with them to give you some inspiration. So all of my cards usually end up in the shop after they've been stuck in here for about 3 weeks. Do you see what I mean about the straws though? Look, that little extra bit of detail. It's fab, innit? Something cheap and cheerful. Can you see the clock? So yeah, people are asking me to show them the clock, so I'm going to do that. So I'll just pop this to one side. I'm just going to wipe all this glitter up that I've dropped. And then I'll do one of these little pocket watches for you. So these molds, remember I told you right at the very beginning about the Finnabair Moulds. They are on the website. They are on the website. Whatever's left in stock is anyway, because they've been on the website for a couple of weeks. So most of them are down to single figures if they've not already sold out. So I will reorder these because they've been really popular, and I told you this is the pocket watch one, and I absolutely love it. I love them all. There's only a couple that I would use less than the others. So shall I do this one and show you this one? So these are really good. No, well, I'm going to do this because I haven't used these yet. So I'm going to do these two and show you how they layer up, because you look at this mold and you can see clearly that these are clocks and mechanical things like for your pocket watches, but these are not as clear. So I'm going to do this one and show you. I'm not even going to dust this with anything. I'm just going to go straight in. So if there's any muck on it or any glitter, it'll pick it up. So when you're using the air dry clay, and if any of you who have watched Catherine will know this, I would leave the clay out in the open a bit just to dry out, because this is quite wet. So I'll just it's a good job I paint the embellishments. It's picking up the copper paint off my fingers. So I'm just going to pop that there and let that dry a little bit. Try and make sure there's no air in the bag in your air dry clay. So this is what I usually do. I usually just roll it over at the top and put a couple of elastic bands around it. So I'm going to go in just direct. So this little part here at the top is quite delicate. So really you should just go in with some corn flour or something, just so that it releases easier. But I'm going to try it, and I'm getting bits of glitter and all sorts in this. Try not to do that, because I'm picking the glitter up off my mat. If you've got bits of glitter and so basically what I'm saying is do it on a clean mat. If you've got bits of glitter and things, it could get stuck in the details, the small details of your mold. So I always start from the bottom and work my way up like this. It's just easier, and I'm trying to keep this level. You can see where the excess is. It's all now worked up to the top of the mold. Can you see that? I'm not bothered about rolling it or anything because I'm sticking it on a card. But all that excess, you just take your thumb and just scrape that off. So clearly now we can see I've taken too much off. It's a dead easy fix, this. So take a smaller piece, push it in, and just take off the excess. So easy to do this. Anybody can use air dry clay. You cannot do it wrong. I know when we first started using this years ago at the shop, everybody was when it was all still new and exciting, everybody was like, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But you know, as soon as it clicks, it's just so easy. So because my clay is still wet, I would probably leave that to dry a little bit in the mould. So I'll do a couple more of these rather than waste this clay, because I know for a fact I will use these constantly. And as much as I love my dyes for things like this, I like the dimension you get with the air dry clay. And you can, seconds, look, it's just seconds to do it. It is better to leave them to dry out properly before you start painting them. So some of the ones that I did were still a little bit damp. It does take a good few hours, if not overnight, to dry properly. Oh, let me just show you this as well, look. So on here, look, cleverly designed. Even on this one, you can actually just use the clock without the little, I don't know what you call that, clip. So I'm going to do that on here. So it's kind of a twofer. How fab is that? All these little freebies. Just bear in mind, and I'll bring this one in to show you, these little cogs that have lots of open areas are definitely better with drier clay. So like that one, look. If I just wiggle the mould, you can see how easy it comes out. But things like this that have lots of open spaces, even the watch here, look, can you see it's actually releasing quite easily? But I should definitely have used the, I've got baking powder here from Sainsbury's, or drier clay. I may as well use this now, I'm not going to waste it. It's a good job it's a mould I know I'm going to use a lot. So I'm nearly done. I just don't want to waste the clay. Trying to find something that will use that amount of clay. It's sticking to my finger. Right, here we go. I don't think I've wasted any of that clay now. Well, that much. But I could just pop that in there. Right, so because I'm not using a roller pin, I do actually have one of those lovely clear rolling pins that Catherine uses, but it don't really matter. I'm just going to flip it over. And then start deep. I mean, look how easy that's. These are just falling, eh? I can't tell you how much I love these moulds from Finn. And I love them because they're not 5 inches deep as well. So this one here, look, this one, can you see, look, so this is the one that is actually a pocket watch, but I didn't want the clip. So all I've done is I've just gone a little bit further to make sure I get the same height all the way around. And then I'll pop it out. Come on. This is why warmer, drier clay is better. And then, oops, and then that little bit at the top. Can you see that? Yeah. I'm just going to cut it off. So we've now created an extra clock that is not part of the mould, it's part of another design. So this little cabochon will just fall out. And I'm just going to show you that and see if I can pick it up. It's like a little screw head. Yeah, look, it's like a little screw head, which I just think is fabulous. Oops, I've just squashed it, so I'll do that again. So let's see if we can get these out. So these are a little bit trickier. Remember I mentioned it because of the open areas. So I'm going to try and get the clock out first. And I would always leave this in to dry. You can see where the weak point is on this. It's here. So I'll try and get the top part out first. It's definitely too wet, this clay. I can't tell you how fabulous these are. So even with wet clay, and if I bring that up, you can actually see how wet my clay is. It's literally out the packet. But even with wet clay, it's come out really rather lovely. Just go and have a look at them, because obviously you'll know which mould you're going to use the most. I know always that I'm going to use clocks, gears, cogs, butterflies, any kind of creatures. I absolutely love the pipes. I told you the pipes are amazing, so I will try and use them on something when I get time. So this one here, look, I'm just wiggling this and it's actually working its way up and it's just falling out, look. So I've ended up doing near enough the whole mould. So these pocket watches here actually now give you the option of putting on whichever clock you want to create a dimensional one, look. I'm trying to do it without squashing it. So I wouldn't do it while it's, oh bugger. I wouldn't do it while it's still wet. But we can put that one on there, we can put that one on there, we could put that one in there. So all of these larger clocks give you 3 or 4 different options. Even that one will go on. Right. So it's actually like a dimensional embellishment. It is they're amazing. And the price is so good for this kind of mould with this kind of detail. it's a no-brainer. So as ever, I will leave these to dry on a, oops. I will leave these to dry on a bit of kitchen roll. So the kitchen roll absorbs the moisture. And they'll probably dry in a couple of hours, but I'll leave them longer. And there we go. So that is how easy it is to do. Anybody can do that. Absolutely anybody can do air dry clay. There's no real skill. The moulds are doing all the work, and they've got all the detail in them. So I'll bring in the card again, just so we finish on that image, rather than just looking at a mould. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It's been lovely to be back. I will let you know, whether we are doing Tuesday or Wednesday next evening. Please remember to like or follow my Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, and the Honeypot Crafts Facebook page, and my Phill Martin Facebook page. You can ask to join our lovely little inspiration group, and now I'm back, there will be a little bit more going on in there. I noticed it's been quiet whilst I've been away, so I'm going to get you all back again. So if you are new to us, you can search on Facebook for our Facebook group, and it's called Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours, and ask to join the group, and I will check that you're a genuine crafter. If you are, I'll let you in. If you're not, you'll get declined. And my YouTube channel is called the same thing. So YouTube, go on YouTube, search for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours, and subscribe to the channel over there. You will obviously find me also on Twitter. If you do Twitter, I'm Phill M. Martin, and I'm the same on Instagram, Phill M. Martin. So thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Not a particularly quick project for my first one back, but at least we've seen something a bit different. So have a lovely rest of the weekend, everybody. Take care, and I will see you on Tuesday or Wednesday evening, and I will let you know on social media which day it's going to be. So thanks, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.